Hey folks, it's Dave back again in Studio C, and today I got a couple things to go over. I want to talk to you about my new offline project, or mostly offline project with Shootout Hockey, and also the hybrid system I'm using for Shootout Hockey. Okay, and I want to know what you think about that. So first things first. So my offline play, it's the California Seals. Okay, it is the 73-74 season, and I'm playing using Shootout Hockey. Okay. And I'm just trying to get a results orientated season. Okay, I'm not keeping any stats. The only stats I'm keeping are team wins and losses and goalies wins and losses. Okay, for the Seals. I'm not doing any goals, any assists, any penalties. I'm really kind of just ripping through this season as a final score, so to speak, to see if they can get 13 wins or maybe more as they did in real life. So I want to see how this playthrough works using Shootout Hockey. And that's the really great thing about Shootout Hockey is there's so many ways you can play it. You can play it with full-blown stats, and I've done that for a few games, and I've had a blast. You're writing down all the penalties and all the assists and keeping track of it, and that's really fun. I've played some games where I've only done some stats, okay? I've done a few stats, just enough for the highlights, and again, here, I'm using no stats. I am just rolling the dice, and I'm flipping the cards, and I'm just trying to get a final score by playing the game, and even that's fun. It's fun. I played a game the other day. I was playing, what team was it? Detroit, I think. They scored 3 goals in the first period. I thought I was done. The Seals come back, scored 3 in the second. It was awesome. They tied it up. They ended up losing 4-3. It was a great game. Then I played Montreal in Montreal. I tied it up with a shorthanded goal in the third period before finally losing on a power play goal. Who would have thought power play goal late in the game in Montreal, right? But anyway, I've had so much fun playing through, and I'm just going final scores. I'm not even looking at stats. So again, Shootout Hockey, there's so many different ways you can play it. And for this season playthrough, which is my first ever season playthrough for anything, whether it's a full team or it's a full season. But this is my first one ever. So I'm playing as the Seals, and you take on teams like Atlanta with Bouchard and net, and you got Minnesota with Maniago and Worsley, and then the Kings in the purple. So I'm playing this season out mostly offline. There are going to be some games I will want to broadcast. Most notably, the one when they play Minnesota with Worsley in that. I want to play against Gump Worsley, okay? And then there's also a game against Dave Dryden in the Buffalo Sabres, so I might do that game as well. I think I might play the game. The Seals actually beat the Canadiens in Montreal in March of this season. It's either February or March of this season. They beat Montreal in Montreal, if you can believe it. So I might play that game on YouTube as well. And then definitely there's a March game against the Pittsburgh Penguins with Andy Brown in net for Pittsburgh. And this would, if my facts are correct, this is one of the last games ever with a goalie playing net in the NHL without a mask. Because Andy Brown was the last one, I believe. And it was the last game of the Pittsburgh season, or the last game he played for Pittsburgh in that season of him playing net. And then I don't think he re-signed back in the NHL. And so Andy Brown playing in net without a mask I'm gonna try to play that one out too. Is this one of the last games ever with a goalie without a mask? So that's kind of what's happening. You can see some of the results right here. Then so you might see this appear on some of the Facebook groups or the Delphi groups. Okay, so I got the spreadsheet done up with all the games. As you can see, there's the actual score and then my replay score in green. And I have the goalies listed, so you can see I've played about 10 games so far. I got 2 wins, so I'm 2-8 right now. I think, let me see, who did I beat? I beat the Flyers in Perrant, if you can believe it, and then I beat the Atlanta Flames at Bouchard in that, so those are my 2 wins so far. I'm using a hybrid system, as you said, so let me get to that right now, to the hybrid system. So here's my score sheet that I configured for the hybrid system. So I just got home and away. I like to know who's in net. I have my scoring dice roll, my power play dice roll, and then I have my penalties handy so I know what they are. I am using the FAC, so there's my chart so I can just check off the minutes. I have my score box in the middle, and then I'm just keeping track of scoring chances and penalties, just kind of jotting them down. Again, I'm really not looking for stats, so to speak. So I'm just kind of writing down who has the scoring chance and who has the penalty, just so I can keep up. And there was one game that we lost. I think it was the Buffalo 6-0, and we had 2 scoring chances, and they had 13 to 2 scoring chances, so I'm kind of keeping that on a side note. Okay, so how I'm playing. So, let me take out my cards. These cards are awesome, by the way. Terrific job by Drive-Thru Cards. I got my cards in. They feel like regular cards. You can shuffle them, as you can see. I did a little video unboxing on them earlier, so they work out well. Here's my thing about the dice and the cards, okay? Is I've been playing dice right up till I get the cards in the mail pretty much, okay? And I like the dice, but it is, you're rolling dice, you're looking at charts, rolling dice, looking at charts. The FACs, the fast action cards, flipping cards, done. Flipping cards, done. Flipping. So you fly through the game with the fast action cards. There's really no looking around. It's really done all on the cards, which is nice. But two things. One, once the card's gone, it's gone. So I found myself shuffling a lot because there was some games where the seals only had 1 through 6 chance of scoring chance. So if I were to flip over card 4 and card 5, there's not many chances left for the seals to get a scoring chance. So I found myself shuffling because I don't want them to have no scoring chances left. So with the fast action cards, they're fantastic. I'm not dumping on them in any way. But if I roll dice, I could roll 11 6 times in a row, 7 times in a row. That could happen. Now, chances are remote, but they could happen. With the fast action cards, once it's gone, it's gone. And I was using 2 decks. I was using, this deck here plus the one I had at Staples made up, and I was flipping between them to give it a little bit more, and that seemed to work too. But what I'm doing here is a hybrid system, and the other reason why I like the dice is I like throwing the dice. I do. I'm new to this, so throwing dice is fun for me. So I've combined the two. So here's how I'm playing with the hybrid system, okay, if you follow along. So I'm taking my shootout card, okay? I'm flipping that for the time. So I flip the card, and I got my time. So I go to my chart, and I type off the time, okay? Now you need to decide if it's a scoring chance, a penalty, or nothing. So this is when I take my dice tower out, okay? So I got my dice, and now I drop that in there. You can see I got my seals dice. I got my green and my yellow dice. Okay, see I rolled an 11. Look at that. What are the chances I roll an 11 here as I'm doing the video here? So I roll my dice, so now that's a scoring chance, okay? Obviously with 11. And then I go back to the fast action card. So I flip it over. Okay, so now, again, for me in the playthrough, I'm not looking at the who, but you could. So you could go to the who, the where, and then goal or not. And then you come over here to your assists, and the whole bit. Now, if I look up and it's a rebound, then I got my rebound thing here. Okay, if it's a save, I go to my save. So basically, the dice are just used to determine if it's a scoring chance or not, or a penalty. And then I go back to the fast action cards. And I've even been using the fast action cards for the open net at the end as well. So the game plays really fast this way, and I like the variety of the dice and the randomness of the dice. I like throwing the dice too. Again, I love just taking this. Let me get my tower out one more time. I love taking it in here. Okay, is this a scoring chance? I roll it down, and there's my dice roll right there. So I really do like that. So again, so how my hybrid system has been working, and again, I love this game, how you can play it so many different ways, and you can customize it to your own enjoyment. So it's time, roll, scoring chance or not, a penalty. Even if it's a penalty, I go here, penalty here, okay. Oh, penalty B, you gotta go to penalty B chart. Oh, 5 minutes for cross-checking. Well, 5 minutes for fighting. Okay, now here we go. Back to the game. Time, 2 minutes off the clock. Okay, roll. Okay, 12. Look at that, look at that. I'm rolling 11 and 12s. A lot of scoring chances. All right, here it is. Even strength from the face-off circle. And he scores. All right, that's a goal for the Seals. And that's how I go. Now it's back to time. And back to my roll. And back to where, okay, or back to time. So that's how I'm playing it. It goes really fast. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the dice roll, the randomness of the dice roll, the fun of the dice roll. You can use colored dice, which I do, okay? And you get to use the cards. And so you don't really need charts. Once you set up your score sheet with your dice rolls, as you know, when you're playing dice, you're constantly looking at charts. These take away the charts. So, best of both worlds? Maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So let me know what you think about the Seals in my replay here. Let me know what you think about my hybrid method of shootout hockey. Please, let me know in the comments. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, if there's something I'm missing, if I'm still new to shootout, so if there's something that is glaring at you here, say, hey Dave, this is the problem with using dice and the cards. There's a big problem here. Just point that out too, and maybe that's something we can work on together and try to fix. But anyway, I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Having so much fun here playing this game, and go Seals.